Hello, everybody. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Hi. I don't expect anyone to come on like this short of notice, but I figured I was going to go ahead and do my weekly comic review real quick before I join some other uh, chats tonight. So this is only 4 comics, guys. It's only 4, so I'm going to hammer this out and everything will be cool. Yeah. So, anyways, this is the Spoilertastic weekly comic roundup. I do it every Sunday. Just to let you know, I totally know that I bailed on y'all last week with the collected edition Tuesdays, but it was because I wasn't finished yet. There's a lot of issues in metal, and I wasn't finished yet. So, yes, only 4. Only 4 issues this week. Next week, though, is going to be a longer video. I'm probably going to go ahead and just record that and then upload it. But yes, I kind of did not get metal done yet, but I'm going to, and it's going to be up on Tuesday. I've got some haul and unboxings that are going to be coming up, so that's really cool. I finally pulled the trigger on an item that I've been eyeing for a while. And so that comes, I'll be able to show you guys. It's pretty cool. And I went out shopping today and I found a bunch of stuff. Lots of stuff caught my eye, lots of stuff that I've been looking for, some grails, and just random things. I finished a small ARC series of books today for my collection, so I'm very excited about that. And yeah, all that stuff. Not quite sure what I'm going to be doing for what's happening Wednesday because that all depends. Because Amazon is telling me that a certain DVD that I've been looking for quite some time might be here Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure how much truth there is to that, but if it is here on Wednesday, we're probably, as soon as I'm done with my day job, going to watch that and then talk about that on what's happening Wednesday. Either way, it's going to be really great. I have been looking for a Blu-ray or DVD version of this film for quite a while, and I finally got Joe in on the action of looking for it. So I found it, and I got it. It's on the way. And it is a movie from 1983 that I used to watch pretty gosh darn religiously when I was a kid. It's called Eddie and the Cruisers. And we bought a 2-pack. Has Eddie and the Cruisers and Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie Lives. I love Eddie and the Cruisers so much. And Joe thinks he hasn't seen it. So this is a treat. So 1, I'm seeing a movie I haven't seen in a while that I used to love. And 2, Joe is seeing it for the first time. Probably, maybe. He says he doesn't recognize it. So it's like seeing it for the first time. Yeah. But anyways, no further ado, let's get into the comics because that's what you're here for. So as always, with my weekly comic reviews, my Spoilertastic weekly comic reviews, 1, it's in the name. It's in there. It's Spoilertastic. So if you have not read your comics this week, please come back later and watch this. After you've read your comics, unless you're okay with everything being spoiled for you, because I do that here. And yes, there are only 4 issues this week, which I do rank from my least liked to my most liked. That's just how it is. Like I said, next week expect it to be a lot longer of a list, a little bit longer of a video. Yeah. So anyways, without further ado, the one I disliked the most, but was actually, considering the way it's been with this one lately, is actually not all that bad. Wonder Woman 784. Okay, so we had the Shining Knight show up, basically brought to mess with Wonder Woman in a previous issue. by Dr. Psycho. Yeah. So we find out that the Shining Knight that's here is actually Ziegfeld, brought back from the dead. Ziggy, our friend from Asgard. Ziggy is here. Together they defeat the glass copies of Diana. They find out who's at the Diana finds out who brought all of them here, and it's basically somebody. It's like the Lord of the Mirror image world, and he's being like, you know what, you shouldn't even be here because you're dead. You should have stayed dead. They don't need you. They've replaced you. Blah 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 blah. Well, okay, screw you, weird looking military type looking dude. Because Wonder Woman makes easy play of you, and what is with this piece of hair sticking out? That's kind of funny. Wonder Woman makes easy game of you, and it's over, presumably. But you've got also she's communicating with people back home. She knows that she's got to go back home. Ziegfeld is like now here, guys. Like he's now here. And yeah, so something might come of that. That might, cause a little bit of a friction here because it's so completely, totally obvious that Steve Trevor is still a thing here. And if you've been reading Wonder Woman, you know that her and Ziggy had a thing in the afterlife. So who knows? We do have this is kind of leading up a little bit more to Trial of the Amazons, and it's I'd like to say that I'm really excited about the fact that there's going to be a Wonder Woman event, but it's really funny that DC is now, this thing is supposed to start next month, and DC is now just saying, here's some advertisements and adverts in your comics so that you can know what's going on and know what to read. And it's really just like, okay, guys, thanks a bunch. I'm gonna read it. I already still have Wonder Woman on my pull list, even though if things don't improve, it's going off of my pull list after Trial of the Amazons. We're going to get into another Amazon book later on in this program, but for now, moving on to the next one, I'm going to talk about Detective Comics 1053. Okay, things are it's like this is kind of like a little bit of a slow burn, or I'm not exactly sure if it's a slow burn or if it's just slow. Yeah. See, the thing is we have hit day 21 here. So I believe it is day 21 that things start going really south. That you found out about right in the beginning of this event. I've read some of the upcoming stuff that's coming out involving this, and it has the potential to ramp up. It really does, but at least we didn't have a repeat of basically the same action that happened last week in this. We had new stuff here. So at least we had that. Overall, not completely horrible. I'm still loving this cover art. It's pretty awesome. Cover by Irvin Rodriguez. He's been doing the covers on this, and it's, you know what? It feels good to be a gangster. Damn, it must feel good to be that wicked of an artist, because, yeah, I know I'm not. So we got 2 comics left, and basically these 2 are like neck and neck for the best comic this week. And first one I'm going to talk about is Happy Black History Month. Nubia and the Amazons, number 5. Holy moly. When we last left our fearless queen of the Themyscira, Nubia, she was basically entering the lair. She went through Doom's doorway to have a heart to heart of sorts with Medusa. And let me tell you something, guys. She got the idea in the last issue from talking to her sisters, and this was very just. It was like when I say that this produced tears, I am not joking. If you know anything about how Medusa has been presented in this comic book in mythology, it's basically like, you know what, this is a lady that got a really kind of like, it was one of those things where it's like, you know what, Medusa, she's such a bitch and everything. I was like, well, how did she become that? And yeah, finally somebody is like, you know what, I'm going to try and use this spear of understanding and try to understand you. And basically through that, we have a new sister in the Amazons. And that is she kept her name. We now have Medusa of the Amazons, because somebody showed Medusa a little bit of understanding and forgiveness. So basically, and through that, everyone that Medusa turned to stone throughout this whole process is now just, recovering, unconscious and recovering. So it looks like, yes, this is actually starting to work out, though. The warning was given to Nubia from the gods that gave her the spear in the first place. Or gave her, what was it? Did they give her the spear? No, somebody else gave her the spear. But that kind of told her about how, okay, so here's the deal. You got to watch out for this stuff. You got to watch out for Doom's doorway and everything like that. And things are going down and you're not quite understanding things. This is a conversation that happened a few issues ago. And she goes and she visits with those gods again. And the gods are like, hey, you know what? Pretty good. But we like what you've done there. But keep an eye on that Medusa. Just a little warning, keep an eye on her. We like what you've done here. We're definitely happy with what you've done here, but keep an eye on her. So it's just a really beautiful idea of being able to, you know what, if we are as Amazons, as and people, the women of Themyscira, if we are a haven for women that have been done wrong, then shouldn't we be a haven for all women that have been done wrong? And that's basically where this whole idea of extending this olive branch to Medusa comes from. And it was actually done, in my opinion, very well. This is Williams. She's just hitting it out of the park with this one. Thank you very much. So that leaves us with Batman number 89. Wow, this is just the feels here. On one, thank you for this is pretty gosh darn good, and it's my favorite this week. I love this one moment in the beginning where it's like a flashback, and they're joking around about where Batman keeps his lollipops in his utility bill. And it's so cute. Like the night Dick Grayson is with him because this is a crossover couple issues with Nightwing. And Superman, son of Kal-El. So you get this really funny moment, and I'm going to show you guys because it's hilarious. where basically you have Dick joking around about the placement of the lollipops in the utility belt being next to smoke bombs. And so then you have over here, you have this beautiful moment where um, Clark is sitting there kind of talking, dad shop with Bruce. And there's this moment where, he's just like, do you ever stop? Clark is like, do you ever stop worrying about them? And he's like, no, I don't worry. I don't stop worrying about anyone. And, I don't think parents do, even Alfred's, has admitted to checking on me to make sure I'm still breathing. And so that was a little bit of a feels moment. Um, and he's like, but we can't be there all the time. And he's like, I was on another planet. And he's like, well, you're Superman, dude. That's you're Superman. That's gonna happen. And so they're having this, beautiful don't be too hard on yourself kind of thing. They're watching, Nightwing juggle for little John Kent. And then so then Clark, comes out with this part right here, this panel right here. And he's like, I'm not sure what worries me more, that you're going to accidentally offer a smoke bomb to a child, or that you're going to throw a lollipop at the Joker and try to vanish. And Bruce is just like, I'll move them to a different pocket. So like that was really cool. So you have John kind of like reeling from what happened in his issue earlier on in the month with the monster and how he couldn't save everyone. So he goes to the Fortress of Solitude and tries to talk to the whatchamacallit, the basically hologram of his father. And it's not enough for him. He's just like, you know what? If I can't actually talk to you, then I might as well just be alone. And so then Clark Kent's Superman's robot. Hi, Mary. How's it going? Clark Kent, Superman's robot, then comes and finds Nightwing. And this is another really, really cute part of the whole thing. So Barbara's there and it's overnight. They're in bed together and, just hanging out, sleeping, right? So Barbara kind of wakes up and like, Dick, there is a robot petting our dog. And so just not even missing a beat, he grabs one of his weapons and just throws it. And this robot catches it, and it's Superman's robot from the Fortress of Solitude. And he's just like, Mr. Nightwing, you threw this out, you dropped this in my direction very fast. Here you go. And so basically what happened is the robot was instructed by Clark that if it seemed like Nightwing, or it seemed like John needed Dick Grayson, that he would be like, yeah, I know. I saw that you got the really, Mary, I saw that you got the really cool cover, that really pretty, like, I think it kind of looks like the like sunset colors. And that's what I thought was really pretty about it. But when he throws that, when he's just like, you said that you were going to, help. And he's like, man, I've just been so busy. I haven't even checked in with him yet. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead. I got to do something in Metropolis anyway. So I'm going to go check in with him. So it turns out Dick Grayson is one of the people that is funding Jay's outfit that is, trying to help, right? And Jay being, if you do not recall, Jay being basically, I guess we could call him John's boyfriend now. John's significant other. Thankfully, I was worried they were going to kind of back off on that because of the backlash. But I am so glad to report that they are not seemingly backing off on that, and it is moving forward. Congratulations, John Kent, on your boyfriend. Seems like a deer. So apparently apparently Dick Grayson, not Nightwing, but Dick Grayson is funding them. And he's like, okay, guys, so like, all right, this is fine. I'm all good with this. And then, but I'm not sure how I feel about not knowing who you are behind the masks. He knows full well that he's standing there in front of John wearing a different mask, and or John wearing a mask and not wearing his Superman outfit. And so when he is like, "Oh man, I gotta go tend to something," he's like, "Superman, can you go meet me to talk?" And he says that he whispers, and he knows that John can hear him, obviously. And what they're going to go investigate is one of the members of the Titans, Risk, has now been brutally murdered. Ugh. And then they come to find out through the grapevine that other heroes all over the world are being taken out. And you find out, from reading this, that it is the Rising, which we've been introduced to, that is President Bendix's group. Woo. Okay, so John catches on, and he goes and he looks to see where is this energy signature coming from, and they direct it right back to LexCorp. So that's going to be interesting to see where it goes from there. That's going to be another part coming out. This is part 1 of 2 of the kind of like team up of Nightwing and John Kent, which is going to be fun because in the next issue you get it's Superman, son of Kal-El. You're going to get both Kal-El, or excuse me, son of Kal-El, John-El, and also Nightwing. So it's like a double dosage of that wonderful, Dick Grayson. I hope they show more Bitewing. That's just me. I think that dog is just the cutest little fucking thing ever. Which, not a lot of dogs get that experience where they can be like, okay, so what is this robot thing like petting me? Like, what is up with that? Anyways, that's it. That is the comics I read for this week. 4 of them. I know, not a lot, but looking at the stack for the coming week, knowing that Catwoman got pushed back a week. We've got Robin. We've got Harley Quinn. You know how I feel about Harley. And we've got a whole bunch of stuff. We got Task Force Z. You know how I feel about Jason. And like just a bunch of other stuff. We are not going to be doing this in 23 some odd minutes next week. This is going to be a little bit more to it. Probably not going to go live with that one. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But next week we've got, collected edition Tuesdays. That's going to be, fingers crossed, I'm gonna finish Metal. And then we have What's Happening Wednesday, which may or may not be us talking about watching Eddie and the Cruisers again. Who knows? We have Flashback Friday, which I don't know what I'm doing with that yet, but I'll figure it out. And as always, you can come here and see me on Sunday doing the Spoilertastic weekly comic review. And yeah, so that's it. Like I said earlier in the video, I have a lot of stuff coming. I bought a lot of stuff today. We'll be talking about that. I don't know. Maybe depending on, I don't know. I would say might be doing that on Thursday, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. It all depends. I have some cool stuff coming. I bought some cool stuff today, and so I want to talk about it. And that's it for now. Yeah. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This has been the Spoilertastic. Why can I speak? I can't speak. This has been the Spoilertastic Weekly Comic Review. I am the officially unofficial geek, and I'm always here bringing you the comic and pop culture goodness. So thank you. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment. Let me know what you thought of the comics that you read this week. Let me know what you thought of what I thought of the comics this week. And I'll be seeing you guys later.